Alright guys, so I'm just going to do a quick how-to video on how you can use LiDAR to find waterfalls and trails out in the woods. And basically what LiDAR is, it kind of uses pulses of light to create really high definition maps that you can use. So I want to show you how to use that. The first thing you need to do is go here to the USGS website. That is apps.nationalmap.gov/downloader/hashtag/. And that'll bring up a map here of the United States. So from here, we need to figure out what area we want a map of. So I've got some data points pulled up on my Google Earth here. And I'm just going to look at Schoolhouse Falls. Pretty common area, pretty well hiked area. So I'm going to get my coordinates. And what you want to do, whatever area you're looking at, you want to copy this negative longitude value first. So I'm going to copy that. Go ahead and get rid of the degree mark, add a comma in there, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the latitude right here. And that's my coordinates that I want to look at. Go ahead and copy that, close that out. And now we want to go back to our USGS, and we're going to paste those coordinates in here. Again, make sure your negative value is first. I'm going to search, and here we go. This is the area right here. All right, so I'm going to back it out a little bit. What you want to do next is go to elevation source data. Go ahead and check that. You want to uncheck the LiDAR point cloud. Click DEM source. Now we need to actually draw the map that we want to pull up here. So you click extent, and this will let you draw some boundaries. So I want a map of this entire area right here. Once that's done, click search products. And then that'll bring you up all these areas, or all these data points, and you want to download these TIF files. And you can see what's in each of these TIF files. So if I don't download one of these, I'm going to have missing data points on my map. But if it's outside the area, then you can skip downloading it. Okay, so we're just going to click all these and download them. I'm going to shout out to Waterfall Adventurer on Facebook. He's really good at using LiDAR, so give him a follow. I'm pretty new at this, but just kind of been playing around with it the past couple weeks. But yeah, Waterfall Adventurer, he's an expert at this. Okay, so once we got all of our TIF files downloaded, we need to get a program called QGIS. So we can just go to Google and type that in. Go ahead and click download here. Takes a second for it to come up. Maybe. Okay. We can skip this and go to download unless you want to donate. But the version I'm using is this 3.44. Go ahead and download that. It'll take a while for it to download and get installed. But once you have it installed, this is what it'll look like. And we need to start getting our map. So we're going to go to raster, and then we want to go to miscellaneous and merge. We're going to change our output data to float 64, and then we're going to click these three dots, and we're going to add files. And then this is all of our TIF files. So go ahead and select all those, and then click run. And this will take a second, and it will start generating a map for you. Okay. We're going to close that out. Now this isn't really detailed, so we're going to make it detailed. We want to right click over here on merged. We want to go to properties. We want to change our render type to hill shade, and that'll allow us to see all the different contours and change in elevations. And go ahead and click apply. So we can see the map is definitely a little bit more detailed. From here, we want to get even more details, so we're going to go back to raster, go down to extraction and contour. We want to change our interval between the contour lines. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that 0, so it's 1.0. And then we want to click run. And this will take a couple seconds for it to generate all those contour lines. So just wait a minute. Okay, so now that that's complete, we can close that out. So it's generating all of these contour lines for us. We want to go over here on the left side to contours. Go ahead and right click again and go to properties. And then let's just change this color to black. Makes it a little bit more easier to see. And for the width, let's just go ahead and get rid of this 2.6 and let's change it to 1.0 and then click apply. And then this is our map that looks pretty detailed. So from here, let's talk about what we're looking at here. Areas where you see a lot of dark, that means there's a lot of contour lines, so there's a pretty sizable drop off there, and obviously we can see that this is a mountain. So if we are actually looking for waterfalls on this thing, this is Schoolhouse Falls, and this is the creek that it's on. Okay, so we're going downstream and it goes over the waterfall. So what you're looking for is a lot of these contour lines in a waterway. And you can see how all these contour lines are right here, and it looks like it kind of drops off there. So again, I already know what I'm looking at, but maybe I want to confirm that. So I want to right click, copy coordinate, and then I'm going to go back into Google Earth and paste those coordinates, and let's just confirm. Again, I already have all these data points in on the waterfalls, so yours may not be like that, but look at that. We are indeed looking at Schoolhouse Falls. Okay. So that is kind of how that works. Let me just show you one more time. So we're going to follow this waterway down, not seeing a whole lot of contour lines. And then this is where Greenland Creek joins the Tuckasegee River. And we're going to keep following this, and it'll take a minute for the map to kind of generate. And look at that, we got some more contour lines here on this waterway. So that means there's probably some sort of drop off in the waterway here. So from here, you would figure out a way to go field check it and hopefully discover a waterfall. But in this case, I already know what I'm looking at here. Should be Warden's Falls, so I'm just going to copy those coordinates and confirm, and there we go. We're looking at Warden's Falls there. So that's kind of how the LiDAR works and how to generate a map. One last thing I want to talk about real quick is what all of these other lines are on the map. So what I'm looking at here is a road or a trail that you could walk on. And the neat thing about this LiDAR is it'll pick up all these old logging roads. So this is a pretty well-defined trail. This is how most would get down to Schoolhouse Falls, but maybe we're looking for a different way there. and we can see there's some sort of contour lines right here. There's some sort of depression right there. It's very faint. You can see one right there as well. And it looks like there's another one right there. And what these are paths that people have, gone off trail. Perhaps they're old logging roads. And so what you can kind of do is use this LiDAR technology to search for old forest roads or maybe lesser known trails and figure out how you can navigate through the woods. Again, make sure you got all your research in, your GPS, you're letting people know where you're going. Don't just go wandering off trail, but that's kind of how it works. I might go into more detail on this later and how you can find routes and draw routes, but for right now, that is how you use LiDAR to find waterfalls, and hopefully it helps. Thanks.